This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Back in the booth on another Monday evening for the Lancer Locker on KYNT. This week, let's talk golf for a couple of minutes. A couple of players from the Mount Marty women's golf program stopped by earlier today to talk with us, along with their head coach in Todd Rodig. We talked with Trinity Palmquist as well as Abigail Greenhoff, the two junior captains for the Mount Marty women's golf team, who just finished up the fall schedule. They got the spring schedule around the corner, so they're going into the off season now, into the colder months where you can't do as much golfing. So we spoke with them quite a lot today about the off season, about golf, about everything in between, including their futures. This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. So let's get to our week in review here in Yankton. Go over some of the big events that happened over the last couple of days. And it was Lancer Days, so there's a lot of things to talk about. Mount Marty University football fell on Saturday. They were beaten on a last-second field goal by Hastings. 4-4 are the Mount Marty Lancers on the year now, 4-4. Rugby Riken, the quarterback, led the Lancers through the air and on the ground in the loss. He threw for 269 yards and 3 touchdowns and led Mount Marty in rushing as well. Cole Cripps helped lead the defense with 7 tackles and had 2 turnovers himself. He forced a fumble recovered by Kavion Rogers, another one of the linebackers for the Lancers, and had an interception himself. Mount Marty has their final home game of the regular season this Saturday. They'll host Dakota Wesleyan University, the Dakota Railroad rivalry, and that trophy on the line at Crane Youngworth Field. We'll be there here for KYNT, Steve and I, as usual. In other news, let's go to soccer. Mount Marty women's soccer has qualified for the GPAC tournament for the second time in their program's history, following Sunday's win over Waldorf. The Lancers defeated the Waldorf Warriors 3-0 at Crane Youngworth Field. Alyssa Rios, Avery Kimball, and Elise Akimoto all scored for Mount Marty. The Lancers are now 7-3-3. They'll wrap up their regular season on Wednesday, taking on the College of St. Mary at Crane Youngworth Field. Now, only seeding in the postseason on the line there is, once again, they've already done enough to qualify for the postseason, which is great for them. Only the second time in program history. The Mount Marty men's soccer team, they're going to have to wait and see on Wednesday, see if they get the tiebreakers to get in. Mount Marty men's soccer ended their regular season on Sunday. They did get the win over Waldorf 4-1. The Lancers outshot the Warriors 31-11 over the 90 minutes as well, and 4-1 was the victory. The Lancers end the regular season with a 3-6-4 overall record, overall in their 8th in the GPAC standings, tied for it along with a couple other teams in the GPAC as well, 2 others. And all of them beat Waldorf as their one GPAC win. They're all tied, and both of those 2 teams play on Wednesday. The Lancers do not. So the Lancers kind of have to wait and see if things go their way to get into the postseason following the end of the GPAC slate on Wednesday. Mount Marty University volleyball, they fell on Saturday to the number 17 ranked Midland Warriors, 3-1 in the Simple Arena. Each set was decided by less than 5 points, and set 4, the deciding set in the match, was incredible. It went to over 30 points in the 25-point, the regular set there. It went to over 30. And the Lancers did end up falling to the number 17 team in the nation. They're going to be on the road again against Hastings on Wednesday down in Hastings, Nebraska. That's some of the bigger events that have happened over the last couple of days. The cross-country team, once again, they ran some good times for Lancer Days. The golf teams are done for the year. Basketball just got started, by the way. We talked with both basketball teams over the last couple of days. They're both 1-0 to start the season. The women's basketball team 107-33 final over Kansas Christian College to start off the year. The men's basketball team 1-0 as well. They beat Kansas Christian College 102-57. Those were the final scores. The women's basketball team played a second game on Friday. It was an exhibition match, so it won't count against them. They did lose in that one to Nebraska. They went and faced the Cornhuskers down in Lincoln for that one. They did fall in that contest. All right, that's our week in review of Lancer Athletics. With that, let's go ahead and take a break, come back with two women's golfers from Mount Marty University in Trinity Palmquist and Abigail Greenhoff, two juniors who had great fall seasons. Then we'll take another break and speak with their head coach in Todd Rodig. All that coming up here on the Lancer Locker. You're listening to KYNT.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. Work with someone who knows the ins and outs. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and with 20 years of experience, I will focus on the details while providing marketing knowledge, advice on staging, and negotiating to get your home sold. From start to finish, I'll guide you through the process, making sure nothing is overlooked. Call me, Deb Speck, Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more, all at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, bison, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. The Meat Lodge in Yankton on the way to the lake on Highway 52. For more, call 689-3000 or go to themeatlodge.com.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arm, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive SmartWire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Craving a sip of sunshine? Meet Surfside, iced tea, green tea, or lemonade. Real flavor, real juice mixed with vodka, but only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and absolutely zero bubbles. Whether you're into peach tea, mango green tea, or strawberry lemonade, Surfside brings the party, smart and smooth. It's like sunshine in a can with adult approval. Must be 21 or older. Surfside, zero bubbles, all vibes.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT, 102.1 FM, AM 1450, KYNT-TV, as we are talking now with the members of the Mount Marty women's golf team from this fall. Fall golf just about in the books, and then we go into spring. So you get kind of a long break, so we figured this would be a good time to talk to the two of you as we welcome in Abigail Greenhoff and Trinity Palmquist. Thank you for coming in and talking with me today.
Thank you for having us. This is awesome.
And so let's go ahead and start with the two of you and just kind of talk. How did you think fall golf went in terms of your personal performances? Do you think you improved a little bit? Maybe start with Abigail.
Yeah, I definitely think we improved a little bit. It was really nice to have the team together and be back on the course.
Now, what do you shoot normally if you're having a good day?
Low 80s.
Low 80s, nice. And Trinity, do you think you made some strides this fall?
I definitely think from a team standpoint, towards the end of the year, we kind of peaked, ended the season really strong. Abby shot a 76, which was a great score. Camry Kittleson, 79. I threw down a 79. So it was nice to end on a good note. But I think the team going in to the spring season will finish really strong there. I think that kind of was a confidence booster, kind of showed us that we can compete with the schools.
And you guys, I know, have a little bit of a meeting coming up tonight where you're able to kind of sit back and talk about everything, which is always a good thing to be able to do. And it's going to be led by your head coach, Rodig, who is standing here as we say this. But can you tell me a little bit about this guy and what he's kind of like as a coach?
Todd came in our sophomore year, and we just loved him. He brings great energy to the course, and he's always just so encouraging. If he doesn't know how to help us with our swing, he'll figure out a way for us to learn from someone else, and that's just been really nice.
Yeah, I kind of see Todd as like he's kind of like our dad almost, while we're at school. He kind of takes care of us, looks out for all of us. He does a lot for us. There's a lot of stuff he does behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know. He gets all of our snacks, practice rounds, everything organized. He's been a great addition, and I couldn't be happier being here and playing for him.
And we're going to speak with him next, but we'll get back to the two of you now as you now go kind of into the off season for golf, the winter where you're not able to get outside. But I know Mount Marty just was able to bring in a simulator. Mm-hmm. Have you got to try that out yet?
Yeah, we love using the simulator. It's so much fun. There's a lot of different courses we can play and stuff. So
I have never tried out a golf simulator, and I've always wanted to try one. Just go play Pebble Beach and some of the famous ones. Have you done that one or any of the really famous courses?
We've done a couple. Todd will get in there and kind of throw something on the simulator for us, and we kind of appreciate that. But yeah, it was great. He got to get that for us last year. This is something new that we didn't have our freshman year, and so it's really helped us. And it's kind of a fun thing to just go into, and all the teams in there. So even if you're not hitting on the sim, I like to lay on the beanbag and just chit-chat with everyone and kind of catch up during the slower times of the season. But, yeah.
In previous years, and that's not just for Mount Marty, it's for everybody, kind of just hitting into a net all throughout the winter, keeping your swing going. So this has to be just a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, seeing the visual ball flight and everything is it's a lot nicer. And just having our own space, too, now is a really great improvement. We kind of have our own hitting room, so we can go in there whenever we want.
That's really cool. Now, those things, I got to assume they're not 100% accurate, but how actually accurate do you feel like they are in terms of your swing going the right way, the right distance, the wind, all of that?
They're pretty accurate. It gives you your ball speed and your swing speed. It also shows you ball flight, whether you hook or slice. Even if it's not 100% accurate, it gives you an idea of what your ball is doing and what you need to fix in your swing. So it's really beneficial.
I need to try that out. I still can't hit a golf ball to save my life. I'm kidding. I hit, but not good. Not good. You would both destroy me out there. So let's go ahead and get to the two of you off golf. Let's talk about the classroom. Abigail, let's start with your major and maybe what you're trying to do with it one day. You're both juniors, so you still got time to figure this out, but long-term goals and your major.
So I'm a double major in accounting and business administration with a specialty in finance, and I'm hoping to be on the CPA route and work in an accounting firm. So,
all right, and over to Trinity, same question there. Give me your major and what you're trying to do.
I am a business finance major, and just right now looking into it, I think probably maybe even going to banking. Down the road, maybe running my own business. And as Todd said, I'm interested in the political route, maybe working at the legislature, seeing if there's a career path there, maybe even serving in the legislature. So we'll see.
Yeah. All down the road for sure. You're both juniors and plenty of time to decide again. But dream destinations, where do you want to maybe end up after college? Trinity?
So I'm a homegrown, love South Dakota, love the Midwest. I grew up in Howard, South Dakota, so I can see myself ending up back in that area. Just staying in the region is kind of my plans for right now, but
yeah, Howard's not that far either.
No. So even if I'm an hour away from Howard, it's even in the Yankton area, I'll be happy. So.
And Abigail?
I also love South Dakota. My family's here. My life is here. I can imagine not living in the Midwest. So.
And you're from Del Rapids, right? Which is also not that far.
Yep.
Not that far. It's Midwest. Either way. All right. Turn back to spring golf here. After you get a off season of work in with the simulator pretty much, maybe get in the weight room a little bit to get your driving distance up. Goals for yourself, maybe in terms of your career best shooting, where do you want to be at the end of your junior season in terms of your scores?
Well, for right now, I kind of see it as where our team kind of ends up. We really just want to be competing in the middle of the pack, kind of getting up there, hopefully trying to get a top placing here and there. I know everyone's working extremely hard. and putting in the time. So wherever we can end up, personally, I just want to go out there and try to shoot my best, so that way we can see better scores for the team.
Yeah, I agree. We would love to be in the top 3 standing-wise as a team a little more consistently, and to do that, we all just need to put up a low 80 score, and we're definitely all capable of doing that. We've seen it, especially at the end of the season. So.
And as we wrap up here, I'll ask you both one final question. Just kind of give me one final thing. Do you have any message for your family or Lancer fans just listening that want to come out and see a golf meet?
Golf is, I wouldn't say a huge fan section, but the fans we do get really do care about us. It's usually family members, past teammates, other people in the communities. I know Dennis Fulkin out at Hillcrest, he watches from his house. So big shout out to him, because I didn't even know he was watching, and he kind of told us that the other night. But everyone at Hillcrest and Fox Run, working there, living there, they're huge supporters, whether or not we know it. So everyone in the community is great, and just pretty much my family is kind of who I want to give the main shout out to, though.
Well, thank you very much, both of you, for coming in and talking with me today. I appreciate the time you spent. Thank you. Good luck this spring. I hope you both set some career bests.
Thank you.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. We'll take a break, come back with the head coach of Mount Marty Women's Golf, and Todd Rodig. Back after this, you're listening to 102.1 FM, AM 1450, the Lancer Locker.
Slumberland Furniture is your local destination for top brands like Lazy Boy, Ashley, Flex Steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and more. Carrying a full range of mattresses and furniture for every room in your home, you'll find styles you'll love at values that make sense. From everyday essentials to name brand comfort, Slumberland offers the selection, and their service goes the extra mile. Visit Slumberland Furniture, 2401 Broadway in Yankton, where helping you create a comfortable home is what they do best.
Hannah is at the library, and she brought Runza onion rings.
They're very crunchy, and crunchy is loud.
That's the double-dipped breading talking. Maybe they'd be quieter if you dip them in Runza's onion ring dip.
Wait, they have onion ring dip?
They do. Make some noise for Runza's homemade onion rings and dip, because Runza makes it all better.
Runza on Broadway by Menards in Yankton.
Parker of Yankton is powering progress, and you can be part of it. We're adding 2 new production lines and expanding our team with a product and a mechanical engineer, plus material handlers, line techs, and assemblers for both shifts. We offer paid vacation, medical, dental, vision, and life insurance. Enjoy quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a fully paid retirement income account. Join a company where innovation meets opportunity, right here in Yankton. Be part of something bigger. Apply now at parker.com/careers.
Parker, engineering your success.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tycro in Yankton today.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
All right, back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT, 102.1 FM, AM 1450, KYNT TV, YouTube as well, as we welcome in the head coach of Mount Marty Women's Golf now in Todd Rodig. Getting ready for off-season now, Coach. Well, congrats on the success this fall. Can you tell me how your team kind of performed over the last 2-3 months?
We were right around middle of the pack most of the tournaments, which, I've got my two juniors, captains at Abby and Trinity that I expected them to come out this year and play well for me. And then my returning freshman from last year, sophomore now, Camry Kittleson, who was actually the number one. I think Abby qualified as number 2. And Trinity is my number 3. And then surprise this year was Jaden Corton. She really improved over the summer, came back, and she winds out as my number 4. And then I have a freshman this year, Jada Boos, who ended up being my number 5. And they continue to show improvement all year. And we also have 2 other players right now that played most of the tournaments. Jordan Cunningham, she's the daughter of my men's coach, Darren Cunningham, and then Hadley Hetleved from North Dakota. They both showed improvement too. So the whole team overall really improved, finished strong in our last tournament out in Colorado. I was really proud of every one of them.
That's really the fun thing about golf is you don't just play in Yankton or really in this area. You get to go to really fun places like you just mentioned, Colorado. What was that like, taking the whole team out there?
It's a phenomenal golf course. It's one of the top courses, public courses in Colorado.
Which one was it?
It's called Rain Dance National. It's in Windsor, Colorado, which is right by Loveland. You tee off in the number 1 tee box, and you can see the mountains behind the green, distance off. But unbelievable track. It's very similar to Tatanka Golf Course, where it's got a bunch of ravines, and you hit it out into the tall fescue. The ball's gone, so you got to keep it on play. But very, very beautiful course, and just the opportunities for them to go play that is one of the reasons we go there. I tell them I don't even care what scores we shoot. You get a chance to play a phenomenal course. This is kind of a reward for working hard all year and getting out there and going and doing that.
I've always wanted to golf in Colorado, specifically for, as you just said, just have the mountains in the backdrop, just play some golf. That sounds like so much fun. Oh my gosh.
It's a great place. If you ever get a chance, I would highly recommend it.
Well, now I need to ask you, a long life of golfing, what are some of the best places you think the most scenic golf courses you've been to?
I've been pretty fortunate. I got to travel with a group of local guys here. It was a friend of mine, his 50th birthday, so we went to Pinehurst last year. There's 8 of us went down there.
Wow.
That's probably the coup de grace of golf courses that I've got to play was Pinehurst. I played the Blue Monster down in Florida, Miami. Donald Trump course. Used to host a bunch of PGA tournaments there. So those are probably my top ones I've played.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, a lot of guys have the same long-term goal, golf in all 50 states. Has that ever been something you've considered trying to do?
I guess I've never really thought about all 50 states. We went on a spring break trip to Phoenix last year. Got to golf some nice courses. This year we're looking at maybe possibly taking the golf teams to Palm Springs. It's our only chance to really get outside and play outdoor golf before the season starts, unless we get lucky in March and have unbelievable weather, which we kind of did last year. But for 2 years in a row, I'm not sure we're going to get that lucky. So if we don't get somewhere, they don't get a chance to hit anywhere outside except for on the simulator. So
that brings us back to off-season and the simulator. We talked about it a little bit with the 2 athletes we had in Trinity and Abigail. They seemed to really like that. That's got to be a fun improvement for the university over the last couple of years, getting that one in so you're not just hitting into a net all winter long.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's getting used all the time. The kids are down there and they can get access to it anytime, and they use it. I mean, the boys even more than the girls, but the girls will get down there and play too, and then it makes practice a lot more fun after, when you start practice at the very end of February, the first part of March, and hitting into a net and in the hitting room that we shared with the softball and baseball team just doesn't quite have the luster of playing Monterey Club or Hazeltine or Pebble Beach or one of those courses and actually seeing your ball travel and land in the fairway or the trees or wherever it may end up.
Or for me, in the water.
Or in the water.
So that brings us to my next topic of conversation. Man, can you teach me? I need help.
Well, I can maybe give you a few pointers. I'm not a PGA professional by any means, but there's a couple of them here that are pretty good at lessons. Scott Larson over at Hillcrest and Damian Brees out at Fox Run. Talk to those guys, and I really recommend to people when they first start golf, go find a PGA professional and take that lesson, whether it's a 3-hour lesson your first 3 times, and that way you start out with good swings instead of with bad habits.
Yeah, that's actually would have helped me a lot if I'd have done that. Anyway, let's go to your back to your team, talking about this spring. Team goals. We spoke with your 2 athletes, and they kind of lined out what they think goals should be. What do you think the goals of your team should be this spring in terms of individual and team improvement?
The girls, like I said, they kind of downplay themselves. They said, low 80s or whatever. They all have, especially the top 3, have the capability of shooting that upper 70s, and I'd like to see more of them shooting in the upper those 3 especially shooting in the upper 70s and not shooting above a mid 80 or whatever or a low 80. And then my number 4 and 5 players, if we could just keep those 2 down in the mid 80s or even low to upper 80s and not take the 90s out of play, it would really make our team more competitive. And there's some tough teams in the conference. There's some phenomenal female golfers in the conference, and to compete with some of those is pretty tough. Last year we had probably I would have said top 3 player by far in the GPAC conference, Kelsey Heath. She graduated. You lose that kind of talent, it makes it really, really hard to compete with the schools that have Kelsey Heath or girls of her quality. So.
But something that works in your way, your team's still pretty young. You don't have a senior this year. You're bringing everybody back to this team next year, so a whole nother year of improvement can work in your favor, too.
Absolutely. My sophomore now, Camry Kittleson, had never shot in the 70s before in her life. Shot 79 over to Tonka, which is a very, very tough track. And then she turned around and she was actually 2 over par with 3 holes to go down in Colorado, which is in Rain Dance National is one of the hardest courses we play, and had a couple hiccups on the last 2 holes, but still shot a 79. So twice in the 70s, never done it in her life. She's shown improvement, and each and every one of them can continue to get better. And like I said, if we can just get a little more consistent, as long as we can finish in that middle of the pack, GPAC conference this year will be the end of April. I'd like to see us if we could finish in that, the top 5 somewhere. I'd be very happy and very proud of them.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Rodig, I appreciate you for coming in and taking the time, talking with us today. Do you have any final message you want to leave us with about your program and how you think the fall went?
Well, fall went great, and I'm hoping for even a better spring. Really thank the Yankton community, the Mount Marty, all the professors and administrative staff with our starting with our top with Andy Bernardo, putting up with us, and it's tough. The girls, we missed like 7 weeks of Mondays and Tuesdays, and so I apologize to all of our professors, but thanks for working with my athletes. I want to point out last year, I think we had a team GPA of 3.93, which is one of the top in the entire conference of all athletics. So my girls work hard. They still get their studies done, because when it boils right down to it, that's where we're growing, is people to grow and work in the communities and be future leaders in our communities.
Well, Coach Rodig, thank you very much for your time. I hope you get some work in on that simulator, too.
All right. Thanks, Tel.
This is the Lancer Locker on KYNT. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap things up on this Monday evening in Yankton.
Long day? Good day? Either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Those are the sounds of loyal companions looking for a new home and family. The Heartland Humane Society has dogs and cats looking to become a new member of your family, ready for adoption today. Every animal available for adoption is vaccinated, spayed or neutered, microchipped, and dewormed, saving you over $200 or more in vet care while giving you a loyal friend. Come visit all available animals at 3400 East Highway 50 Yankton or online at heartlandhumanesociety.net.
We've got football fever at Lewis and Clark Ford. And with the Bucks and Lancers, we got a lot to cheer about. Yankton fans are also cheering the great lineup at Lewis and Clark Ford. Our roster of brand new Fords begins with the quarterback, the F-150, the speedy receiver, the Mustang, the hard-working lineman, the Ford Super Duty truck, and the star running back, the Bronco. See our team at lewisandclarkford.com or at our playing field, 4th and Capitol, Yankton.
Hey, son, can you hand me that vice grip? As any farmer or rancher knows, having the right tools in the toolbox is important. That goes for your ag lending as well. If you're considering expansion, restructuring debt, or purchasing equipment, call Dakota Mac. We have a toolbox full of lending solutions to help you with your ag financing needs.
Hi, it's Jeff Wolfgram from Dakota Mac. Call us at 800-682-4578 to learn how Dakota Mac products can work for you.
Busch Light, the perfect companion for hunting season. Because let's be honest, the stories, the laughs, and that first cold sip are half the reason you head out before sunrise. Whether you bag a trophy or just some good memories, make sure there's a Busch Light waiting at the end of the day. It's the beer that fits right in with early mornings, muddy boots, and tall tales of the ones that got away. Busch Light, brewed for hunters and storytellers.
All right, back here for the final time here at KYNT 102.1 FM AM 1450. We'll make this last segment fairly quick. I got to get out of here, but thank y'all for tuning in today. Thank you to Trinity Palmquist and Abigail Greenhoff for coming in and speaking with us. I enjoyed that conversation, as well as their head coach and Todd Rodig. We're going to try to speak with members of the men's golf team and their coaches a little later this fall as well, see when we can work out that scheduling. Now, let's go ahead and look forward. Once again, we got a football game that's coming up this Saturday versus Dakota Wesleyan, and another basketball game on Friday night as well. The women's basketball game is going to play Trinity Bible College at 6 o'clock Friday evening, October 31st. We will have coverage right here on KYNT, KYNTV, and then on Saturday, the Mount Marty football team hosts Dakota Wesleyan, November 1st, 1 o'clock, Crane Youngworth Stadium in Yankton. The Dakota Railroad rivalry, that trophy is on the line. We'll have coverage of both of those games in KYNT, KYNTV at the end of the week. That's going to do it for me today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I've been Tel Tanner. This has been the Lancer Locker on KYNT.